Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply at lifemd.com. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid T-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
Confused on where to start with weight loss medication? See the lowest prices available with or without insurance for Wegovy, Zepbound, and more at TryLifeMD.com. 95% of LifeMD patients said starting their weight loss journey was simple. Listen to Tara's story after losing 42 pounds.
You just take your shot. It doesn't feel like you're on a diet. What I wasn't expecting it to do was to shut off the food noise. I've gone from 237 to 195. This was life-altering, and if I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it.
Get your free insurance benefits check in minutes right now at TryLifeMD.com. Nearly 96% of patients said they would recommend the LifeMD program to anyone who wants to lose weight. Get started right now at TryLifeMD.com. That's TryLifeMD.com.
Lowe's knows to bring your vision to life, it's important to find the right color. That's why MyLowe's Rewards members get a free Valspar paint or exterior stain sample to test your look to confidently refresh your space. Offer valid in-store only 8/7 to 8/20. Limit 1 per customer while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See associate for details. Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Welcome back to The Relatable Black Girl, where I'm your host, Simone. And on this episode, I want to talk about how to get over heartbreak. This will mainly be focusing on romantic relationships, but I do want to touch on platonic relationships as well. I have only truly experienced heartbreak once in my life. And once I experienced it, I realized that all the other times that I thought I had gotten my heart broken romantically, I was just let down and I was just disappointed. And I thought that my heart was broken, but it honestly wasn't. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed, but I was not heartbroken. I do not think that you can be heartbroken by someone who do not treat you with kindness. I feel like unless you have a very low self-esteem or self-worth, it's very hard to be in love with someone who isn't reciprocating the same energy or just giving you kindness, just simple, plain kindness, being respectful towards you. I think if someone is mean and disrespectful, or you feel like you got to prove yourself to them or give them a reason to love you or show them why they should love you, I don't think they really break your heart. If anything, you might break your own heart trying to be something that you're not. But I don't really think they break your heart. I think they just let you down. They let you down. They disappoint you, especially if you've been like telling all your friends, oh, I got this good man with this good job. And, and then it's kind of like embarrassing to go back and tell them like, I'm not really being treated the way that I deserve to be treated. I think that's hard for anybody when you're with someone and you feel like things are going good and then they show you their true colors. It's very hard to go back and tell these people that you told all this exciting news about this person that, hey, he's just not who I thought he was. And I think that's more so of a letdown, a disappointment, and being embarrassed, because I feel like in the past I've held on to people because I like the company or I like the things that they do for me financially or the way that they dress or the way that they look, and I kind of held on to those little things. But I don't think that you can love someone that doesn't respect you and like treat you with any type of like just basic human decency. I feel like the first time I got my heart broken was with someone who, first of all, like I met on my own. We just naturally gravitated towards each other. We clicked. We had really great conversation, and we really took our time to get to know each other. And he put in a lot of effort to get to know me. And we had like a lot of deep and personal conversations about just like religion, how we feel about having kids, how we feel about marriage. Like, we had all those conversations, and he made it very clear to me that I was his type. Like, physically, I was his type. Personality wise, I was his type. He let me know that he thought highly of me as a person and as a woman. And the feeling was mutual, you know? I think that it's really different when the feeling is mutual versus when the feeling isn't. And it also depends on where you're at in your life. At this point, I had grown up a lot, matured, been through a lot of other relationships, and had acknowledged the mistakes that I've made and the mistakes that they've made. And I had non-negotiables. I had standards. I had boundaries. I cared more than just physical attraction, you know? And I think that also played like a major role in it. I didn't want a toxic relationship with someone. I wanted to be able to talk and have good communication and talk our problems out and hear each other out and have some type of understanding. So I think that also plays a major role in it too, where you're at as far as like your mindset, and if you're mentally in a really good place when you're going into this situation. And when I tell you, letting that relation go was so hard. It was so hard, and the hardest part about it was that I did want to pretend like I cared less than what I did. You know, I would vent to different people about it, and I can't lie. Like, I've had to go to work and go in the bathroom and like cry a little bit and then go back on the floor and act like nothing ever happened, because it really did hurt me so bad, because I felt like this is somebody I actually could see a future with and have kids with, because in the past I did not see that in partners that I had. I did not see having a kid or like marriage or anything like that with them. So this one, man, it hurted. And luckily for me, I already had formed a lot of healthy habits, but this made me like go even harder with like my self-care and just like focusing on the recovery. And just when I miss him, just think about why I left. Like, yeah, we had a lot of great, amazing times, but you know that you have these non-negotiables, and you don't need to waste another 3, 4, and 2 years of your life with someone that you know does not align with what you want for the future. And so I always would remind myself when I missed him why I didn't want to be with him anymore. And hey, I didn't full blown like, let me check his page and see what he's doing. But occasionally, yes, I would check his Instagram and like see what he's doing, what he's up to, what he's posted, you know, check the comments, see what's going on. But it wasn't like an obsessive thing. I think if you're like obsessed with like keeping up with them and checking, you should not look at all. If it's like an obsession and it like ruins your day, or just like makes you like start thinking of all these things and what could have been or what they might be doing, or don't look at all. When you think that you're going to go feel like checking their page, like when you feel like you want to go check their page, check someone else's page. That's a good thing to do. Like a celebrity that you like keeping up with, or an influencer that you like keeping up with, or you know how they have those little gossip channels and they just be, you know, even if it's not true and it's just little rumors and stuff. Like, I would always, when I felt like going to their page, go to someone else's page. When I felt like I was checking, like, oh wait, I'm checking this man's page every day, like we're not together anymore, I'm supposed to be trying to move on. Like, instead of going to that person's page, go to someone else's page that you like keeping up with. And like I said, I had some healthy habits formed. So I was already like going to the gym. I think at this point I started adding on like a walk and listening to like a really good podcast while I just, just go for a really good walk and just try to like clear my mind. I was already reading books. So, just stayed doing a lot of the healthy habits that I already had. And of course, I had to talk my friends and family ear off about how disappointed I was in the situation. I definitely had to vent. I had to vent and I had to let it out, and I had to remind myself that life goes on. I have to do what is best for me. And I feel like as a women, we love so much harder than men, and we're taught to be that way. Like guys are kind of taught to do what's best for them and put themselves first, and we're taught to like prioritize having a man and having a family and putting that before ourselves. And I think that it's just so important to just put yourself first and do whatever is best for you, and realize that it's so many more men out here, and you don't have to fall in love with everyone. You don't have to jump into bed with everyone, but you can just have conversation and get to know people and keep things light and keep things fun. And that helps, like things take time. I feel like especially heartbreak. Like one minute you wish you were with this person, and then one day you wake up and you're thanking God that you did not end up with that person, because you know that they do not align with what you want. But I also want to talk about this from like a different perspective, because I know some women be like, oh, he was just perfect and I thought everything was great, and then out of nowhere he just said he wanted to see other people, or he left me, but he's such an amazing person with such a great job, and he's so handsome, and he's not that great of a person if he led you on and pretended to like you more than what he actually did. He literally used you as a space filler until he could find someone else. He didn't want to feel the feelings and emotions that he's making you feel right now. He didn't want to feel those. So what did he do? He pretended to like you so he didn't have to feel those emotions until he could find someone else that he felt like he liked more. So he's not that great of a person. And if you think your relationship is going great and a guy just wants to leave out of nowhere, he's been unhappy for a while and he's been talking to other women behind your back. He just had to wait until he found one that was like, he felt like was better than you, that he liked, well, not better than you, but that he felt like he liked more, that aligned more with who he was as a person and his personality. So he's not this great, amazing person. He's a liar and he is a manipulator. So I hate when girls be like, oh, he's so great and he just left out of nowhere. Like, that's not a great person. That's not what somebody great would do. Somebody great would have been honest and just said like, hey, I just don't really think that this is working out. And they would have been walked away and not waited to find someone else before they could. But like I said before, like I think it's important to acknowledge your feelings. It's important to vent. It's important to cry. It's important to vent some more. But I think that you mainly have to focus on recovery. And I feel like personally, I am the love of my life. I am the person that I have to spend the rest of my time with on this earth. I am always going to have me, and I want to love who I am as a person. And I want to make sure that I am always prioritizing myself. And I'm doing things that, yeah, I'm being considerate of other people, but that I'm also making sure that my needs are being met and that I'm happy. If you're listening to this podcast and you feel like you're dealing with heartbreak, my advice to you, go get your hair done. Go get your hair done, get your nails done, get your toes done. Go pamper yourself. Go get a massage. But do not go run off and go have sex with someone to get over someone else. That's not the answer. The answer is not hopping on someone else to get over the other person. All you're going to do is just regret it. It's going to make you even sadder. You're going to be ready to cry by the time you make it home. Just focus on treating yourself with kindness, reminding yourself that there's plenty of more men out here. And just know that you're worthy. And even if you're alone, you're still bad. It doesn't define you. You know, you're still gorgeous. You're still amazing. You're still a great person. And you want people in your life that want to be in your life and that want to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. I am Simone. This is the Relatable Black Girl. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know that I'm a day late. I have been trying to be on it, but I'm a day late today. But next week, Monday, it's a wrap on time. I promise. Bye.